welcome. It's the late night talks with romantic developer, and it's episode 129. From at least 152 episodes, we should have, as a part of my challenge, 152 consecutive day stream challenge. So let's start. My stream transformed to current form, where we talk about 10 minutes about some news events and some reflections for a day, and then we look into some technical stuff which could vary on very multiple topics. Because I don't have any questions so far, let me just check to make sure that it's really true. Looks like I don't have any questions. Let it wait. Notifications, no questions. So it means that we are free to talk about whatever we want, about whatever I want. And today there are several events, several dates, let's say that. So I going to start streaming on November 20th, but right now is November 21, at least at my region. It's Pacific, Northwest Pacific, and right now it's 20 minutes past November 21. So today is a day of freedom and dignity in Ukraine. It's questionable about this date, but for sure that day, and I saw it in my calendar because before it was some important day for me, because again I truly believe that it's day for which people could actually celebrate. And now I see that, so I'm not so optimistic anymore. And why is so? Because I rethink and redefine what means dignity and freedom for me. And of course, dignity couldn't be applied to any person if he don't recognize dignity of others. I mean, it's term dignity. When you have dignity, you should accept that others also have dignity. Maybe they not fully implement that, and they not act like they have a lot of dignity or freedom or own thoughts, etc., etc. But it's part of every human, every creature. It's part given it by nature, by Mother Nature, by God, you call it. So it's like when you couldn't recognize dignity, probably you couldn't talk about that you have and someone doesn't have, correct? It's like the same with the freedom. It's basically the very similar things. You couldn't call yourself having a freedom if you don't recognize freedom of others and don't have wisdom to understand how to live where every creature could live in, having freedom. It's like if you have 100 slaves, say, I am free, but those are not. You are also not free anymore. And the dignity and freedom, if you talk about Ukraine now, it's very visible that it's not what they could celebrate. Multiple people dead, multiple people flee from country, at least about 10 million only in Europe Union. If you talk about United States, maybe it's 500,000. If you talk about Russia, it would be including territories which Russia took from Ukraine. On those territories, probably about 3 million people, and maybe Additionally, about 4 million people just flee to Russia after war start. So if you calculate very roughly, it would be about 17, 18 millions of people who is not in Ukraine anymore. And maybe the same amount in Ukraine. Again, and I'm not a huge expert in counting the people and demographics, not demographics, but yeah, how to calculate current population, but probably no one tell you exact numbers, because yeah, the last counting happened many years ago, and the only things which Ukraine has, how many people across border properly, I mean documentally, but many people cross border even with the European Union without any documents and illegally, let's say that, just trying to flee from war, especially young men, which otherwise should go to the army and fight for so-called for interest of Ukraine, and so on and so on. And of course I understand that I still believe it should be a choice, of course. There are some, it's all complex questions. If we think about history of other countries, even of United States, if we remember the last war when many Americans, without their will, were joined army and forces, maybe it was Vietnam, when they have some lottery, yes, about dates when people are born, or by first letter of names. I don't exactly remember the details, but I remember it was some crazy lottery who goes to die, or at least who goes to the war with a big chance of dying and return as an invalid. It's not that word, sorry. Return as come on, I forgot that word. Person who lost part of its functional, like body functional. Okay. Yeah. It's sensitive topic. It's sensitive topic for anyone, and for me, of course. And yeah, I'm more nervous than I should be talking about that. But what I want to say is that people just go through like different parts of the world to fight for interest of United States, and I still believe it was more. It was awful, but it was more understandable that people in Ukraine fight again. Yeah, they kind of fight for interest of Ukraine, but actually not for interest of Ukrainians actually. And they fight not with some Vietnamese people on different part of the world, which of course some Americans could have some, some relatives there, but for Ukrainians, many Ukrainians has relatives and friends and etc. in Russia, and it's possible that some families could be on different part of that border and fight. So, and of course they not fight for its freedom or its dignity. It would be a good question after war ends, and I hope it will end maybe next year. And I hope that current administration, not current, but future administration of United States could go through all the obstacles and try to stop that conflict. It would be a big question why they need to, what was the reason they fight for. Because yesterday President Zelensky said that it's not possible to return Crimea using a military way, and it should be returned diplomatically. But it was exactly the topic of negotiation which occurred in 2022 between Russia and Ukraine after 50 days of the war. It was a great success, I believe, of Ukraine, which then Russia goes to that negotiations with that conditions, and Russia said that they are ready to return all the territories of Ukraine except Crimea, and Crimea territory would be discussed all during period over 15 years, so it should be discussed diplomatically if Russia want to return it or not, and there should be some diplomatic exercises, let's say that. And they even not against some referendum when people could vote in Crimea with whom they want to stay, etc., in like some number of years. But they return all territories of Ukraine, including those which declared its independence from Ukraine after 2014. And it happened in only 50 days after war start. It happened before millions of lives lost, millions of families destroyed, millions of human souls broken, and it happened only after 50 days. And now, after 1,000 days of the war, Zelensky said about exactly the same. And the only difference that Ukraine still want to be part of NATO, and it was a discussion of which were discussed previously, that Ukraine, when it's become independent country, it's declared that it will be neutral country. And then it was changed with the previous president before Zelensky, Poroshenko. They moved to constitution that they want to go to NATO. They declared as part of constitution, and it's all lead to that war, which sent Ukraine hundreds years back in its economical, its demographical, and many other positions. Like one simple fact that alone to neutralize all the mines, all the everything which is in the ground of Ukraine which could blow. I don't know the one word for that. It could be artillery shells, it could be mines, it could be some other objects. It would take about 800 years for 500 teams. So if we give money for 500 specialized teams which will neutralize Ukrainians grounds, it will take more than 700 years to do that, and it's from UNN report about war consequences, and that report is filed last year. Now it's even more dramatic. So of course maybe humanity after that war end will go to the bright future, develop some general artificial intelligence, and that general artificial intelligence will not kill people and will help them. They will create robots which could neutralize all the territories of Ukraine, and it can help rebuild Ukraine, and people will spend a lot of money for that, and so on and so on. It's all could be happened, but from what I see, people still think about not helping others, but people in power, but making more money, making more power, and so on and so on. So it's not where everything is going to drive right now. Maybe it will change, because looks like I feel that wind of change, that previous philosophy of people should be changed, previous philosophy of our leaders should be changed, because right now people want, they want human race destroyal, I think, not peaceful coexistence with people of different religion, of different understandings, let's say that, of different governments. They want, I don't know, something, they want to destroy rather than exist together and go together in happy future. Okay. Yeah, nice thing that I'm not in Ukraine. I'm still a Ukrainian citizen. I love Ukrainian land. I even like Ukrainian people. They have a lot of good, yeah, characteristic properties. And I mean soul properties, you know, that inner things. They could be friendly, they could be helpful, and so on and so on. But at the same time, right now I understand that they not celebrating a day of dignity and freedom, but probably vice versa. The day of slavery and, yeah, sorry for my dictionary. I don't know what would be the opposite to dignity. What would be the good translation to English? Hopefully it all will change. Hopefully, yeah, the people come through that and will be able to build not only own happy life but also happy country. Yeah, let's see. Okay, as for today, I think yeah, I spent some time on my first part, and it was really big really big part. Okay, there was a storm yesterday in Northwest Pacific in United States, and because of that storm many people still don't have electricity, power, let's say that, and there are a lot of issues with internet, with cellular network, of course, and I'm affected by that as well. So at my home there are no internet and very poor cellular net service, so I have very bad internet. I could send some messages, maybe I could even watch some video in very poor quality, but of course it's not, I'm not able to make a stream from home, so I have to go to some different place, in that case to my work, and hopefully it has yeah, power and network. Not every work building have that, but at this particular building there is, everything is fine. So yeah, and it wasn't major storm, you know, it was, and it hit our region very slightly because we are behind, we covered by Olympic Pennsylvania, and it has on Olympic mountains, and they stopped that storm, which of hitting us directly, and we have only like slight winds, but even those did a lot of damage. And yeah, I think people should think about that nature science rather than trying to kill each other. But yeah, right now it's all moving to the wrong direction, and current administration decision to allow Ukrainians to do like United States rockets fights into territory of Russia as well, like Great Britain did allow, and France and others, and Russia said that it would be some red line. Of course everyone joking about red lines of Russia, but no, you could joke for multiple years, and then one year it would be a real red line. And people in Russia, of course, they want, I mean, they're not better or worse. They're the same as others, and they want some justice in terms of if they hit us, why we shouldn't hit them. So right now it will be on the territory of Ukraine, but who knows where it will be tomorrow. So people should start to de-escalate the things rather than escalate and escalate. Okay, it's about freedom and dignity. A lot of thoughts. Okay. Yeah, if we switch to our software development things, it's our plan from yesterday to bring some of functionality to our current solutions. We did some tests with YouTube access, and we have some graphs here. Whisper, not Whisper, it would be Google. Yeah, we have some our current progress, yes. And we, with red and orange and different shades of red and orange, everything we have more or less working. Like we have download video, transcribe it with Whisper, execute OpenAI prompts, which we have some prompts, pretty good prompts for title, description, keywords. We have also prompts for section and chapters. We spent multiple streams of building the proper prompts to do that. We have schema for response format, so we support some JSON response and we provide schema, so OpenAI could return data not in text but in JSON format, which is very cool thing if you want to return some structured data, not like just text. So we have it for short ideas which have all the parameters to do that. We already built for short ideas some updated prompt, and then we update AI to do structure to support that schemas, and then we even built some part of it. We could build Adobe Premiere project where everything will be coded properly. We still need to think how we could use dynamic captions because we have word level SRT. So we added some things like MOGRT templates for Adobe built in the Adobe After Effects to be used in Adobe Premiere Pro for captionize our things. And once it's done, we will be ready to present that as solution and to check into our OpenAI or to our GitHub repository. It's other things which we thought about. And number 9, update YouTube video properties like title, description, subtitles, keywords. It's something we have looked into yesterday and day before, and maybe a few days of the streams. It's possible we were able to build that and update some properties of some video on my channel, and because we have now ability to download all the videos from my channel, transcribe, execute OpenAI prompts, and build much more nicer title, description, keywords for all of those videos, correct? We could also update them dynamically with that results. And we think, okay, how we could build that program? And that is our plan, because now our program support multiple things, but not updating back YouTube. So let's maybe look into something. For that, let's try to open folder, and we will open folder that Python. So we have what if we try to open folder like top level folder like that YouTube AI helper? Will it open everything? Okay, yes, it's open everything. Let's see what we can do here. So we have our main program with which we are working right now. It would be local YouTube AI helper Python. We have just a helper. Probably we need to rename it to batch, and it has some batch file which could do everything we do, but I mean, very simplified way. You see, it's even executing ChatGPT prompts, but sending some post request, and it's executing some of the downloading and whisper, local whisper, by the way. So it's do everything locally, but it's require us to install all the prerequisites: YouTube DLP, whisper. We should have curl and PowerShell. So everything which is Windows has, so it should execute nicely in Windows. But now, because with whisper we installed Python, we decide write a Python script, and it's our script. Right now it's not library, just one file. It's already complex to read, but yeah, we could do that. We have our description of that, how to execute it, etc., etc. And once it's processed some configuration, like some prompts, okay, we could basically, it's not the latest. Yeah, we have all of that thing, but let's pull. Show command output. LLM config txt committee stage generic. Yeah, probably we need to think about different way of specifying that LLM config prompt. Okay, let's just try to revert. Oh, we need to do it here. Source control. Let's show it's like 3 revert discard changes. And let's try to pull once again. Okay, now it looks better, and we have the most recent prompts, and it will include now in configuration folder shorts, where we have our not only short idea but short idea schema and some summary with some summary schema as well. So it's very simple example, and it's more complicated example of what our script will look like. Also, we now have tools. We have generate schema, because we just need to provide JSON object, and when we execute it, we just add the data, then we have that schema, generate schema. Okay, here we have some videos which we downloaded before we executed some prompts. We have OGG, WebM, and all the transcriptions and prompt results, but now we need to change it slightly. So first of all, we need to support, when we download the things, we need to support not only video URLs but video IDs. It would be first step. Let's just copy that thing and ask ChatGPT, like we always do, to help us with that, because we are pretty lazy to write simple code ourselves. We just need to step in when the code is become complex. So, hi, can you please help me update the code? I need to support URL as not only URL, but it could be a video ID, could be a YouTube video ID. So we need to build URL for that. We could identify URL if passed param is URL, and if it's not, build a URL from assuming we have an ID. This is the code. So it shouldn't be a complex change. So we just need to so here, nice, our debit rate, it's provided everything. So is YouTube URL. So it's, yeah, use some regex pattern, and it's just sync, which I don't want to write because, I mean, it's easy, of course, but I'm not very best in writing regex patterns. If something could be advised, let's take it. So now we just see if it's not YouTube URL, we assuming that would be our video ID, and we build URL. Otherwise, we just assign URL. Everything else is exactly as before, correct? Let's look on if we have the same options. Create row, download video from YouTube. Okay. So we could just change it from URL to URL ORD. We just could add that as file definition, or like as function definition slightly above. And we could, here we just could copy all of that just to, before we actually do anything with it. Okay. So with that download, we could now support downloading in both formats, and it's our CD. Let's go to our sync and try do that. In our test a notebook in update project, we received multiple videos IDs here. So if you use it as a scrollable element, we could see a lot of videos, you see. And we could just take one of the video, maybe that one, a developer drive. It should be really short, and let's try to see if it will work. So we just write like Python AI helper. It should show us some help. Full, okay, config folder mode and 3 dots. Nice. So if you will use like download, it's require URLs, you see, URLs required. Probably we could change it to URLs or IDs, but let's now execute the last command and just specify ID. So you see it understands that it's ID, and it starts to download the video, and it's downloaded and preserved, and now it's even convert to OGG format, which is part of downloading. So it did everything as we asked to do, and speed of converting not very high, about 32. On my different computer it's about 80 times faster than speed of just listening. So it's all saved. Okay, what is our next plan? So we support input not only URLs but also IDs. Let's maybe put something like plus here, so we keep track of what we already done. Plus, okay, it's something, at least something. Now we need, once downloaded, create an additional file, YouTube ID text with ID. Oh, so let's switch to our AI helper. Now let's switch to our thing here. Good. Now I need to preserve the file, the YouTube ID in the file, let's say file details txt. It should have YouTube ID equals actual ID. Once we down, it should have line. Once we download the file, could you help update the code for both scenarios? I mean ID or URL provided. Okay, so it's modified code, and now we have extract YouTube ID, and we extract it from URL in any case. So, and we extract it from, oh nice, it's 11 symbols. Nice. So okay, if is YouTube URL, we say it is not YouTube URL, we just get ID like here. Otherwise we try to extract it from YouTube video, like last 11 characters. Not last, we should have something like v equals, and then we extract everything after that for 11 characters, everything which is matches into that set, character set. Okay, not a big deal. So let's define that extract ID. We have more and more functions. Probably we could move it to some utility. Correct. And we just specify like that before we start downloading. So instead of here we are. So instead of this, we define the function later, but it should be fine. So here we build it, otherwise we extract it from URL, and we said some issue if we couldn't extract. Sounds good. Downloading from URL ID. Oh, I just said ID. It would be URL, and then it would be video ID. Okay, sounds good. And then at the end we need to preserve that file somewhere. Okay, here we are. So we even preserve it before saving, yes, before executing. So we create video folder and then we try to preserve it as file details txt, open, and write YouTube ID equals video ID. Okay, let's execute the same command once again. Probably we will omit downloading it. No, not overwriting existing file. Romantic night exists. Let's see before that. Saved YouTube ID to, okay, even before downloading video from URL ID, it will be URL, it will be ID, row title, saved YouTube ID to, okay, so here in videos, if we have part 3, we have file details and we have that ID. Okay, let's see if all YouTube videos has the same IDs. Interesting, yeah, it's interesting. What if we have that type of ID? Okay, maybe let's ask to support that as well. What if I had a link like from both standard YouTube links and shortened links like this one? The regex pattern used is flexible enough to identify the video ID in various years, including that one, watch, embedded format. Oh, nice. So they say that they will extract it better. You know, let's try that out. Of course, correct. What if you go to that test IPNB here and just add some code, define, and could we execute it? Python environment, and we want that BN script. Okay, let's that. And let's just see that patterns it's provided is working nice. Okay, we need to also define some of the things. Of course, we don't need multiple things, but at least which is not here, which is a regular expression. So let's just move it like that. Execute video. Okay. So it was able to extract video from all the formats. Okay, let's just replace, so we don't need it anymore. Let's just replace here our function to extract YouTube ID here. So it could be extracted from different patterns. Nice. Okay, and let's see what we have right now. Let's go to our test, and once downloaded we have that. Oh, I'm sorry, we have that plus, correct. So something we already have. Now we need to think about other steps, but I think one step at a time, correct? Let's not to be quick. I spent a lot of time today talking about dignity, freedom, and other not so software development things. And yeah, so let's leave that for future, and we will test tomorrow new command update YouTube, and we will provide with update YouTube maybe folder name. Okay, we will provide folder name. So if in the folder name we have that file, the text, and it has all the details, so we will write that update YouTube functionality tomorrow. And yeah, then we just need slightly update our title generation, probably looks once again in description and keywords. And then we will be ready to update YouTube fully, I mean full process with flag update YouTube. And once we've done all of that, we will test on some of my previous streams how it could work. And if it will work nicely, we add documentation for that, and yeah, and commit into push it to GitHub. And with that we will have everything very nice. So we support not only download and create all of that, but also update back YouTube, create shorts, and then yeah, we will add more things. Once we add everything, I think we could start updating, building our website for doing all of those. For people who don't want to go into the technical details of executing Python locally, and they could just go to website, log in, and say, I want that file, that my YouTube video to be updated. Could you please do that? And we will support that. Yeah, looks nice, but we need to think about some licensing cost, because all of those not completely free. It's low cost, but not completely free, because right now, yeah, we couldn't host something for free, and because we need to execute some models, and we are working with pretty not free models, I mean LLM models, we still need some money. All of those scripts at the end we will make possible to execute for free. Probably we'll add, yeah, we have plans. Yes, if look, we have plans for free LLM models for prompts like Llama, most probably. Maybe you could suggest something else, but if not Llama, then yeah. So I believe we will implement all the things except 7 and maybe 11, because 11 it's include Azure search. Of course we could implement some local search and some local vector storage for that. I mean, we don't need Azure for local storage and everything, but yeah, probably it would be part of that 7 thing. And we need to reorganize our current progress to what we leave as local, what we move to as not local thing, not free, let's say that. So, but yeah, what we want to be able to build for free, of course, it's Adobe Premiere plugin, or something which allow us to create shorts, mostly ready to be exported and uploaded to YouTube or any other shorts platform from our long videos. we want support of free local execution of everything, excluding Whisper and including some free LLM models, and update YouTube video properties. So it's all what we want to have for free. Writing a bot for leave comments at YouTube, it's nice thing to try. It's also could execute locally and it could be free, but maybe we implement simple version. And everything else will be moved to the web-based program. It wouldn't be completely free, and we need to think about strategy. So we don't want to pay for that program from our pocket, but we don't want customers to pay too much for that as well. So it should be cheap, very cheap, but we shouldn't support that from our pocket. That's the thing. Okay, it's our plans, and I'm transition from our plans to myself, to just wave you goodbye, wish you to have freedom, dignity, and to recognize and appreciate it in others, of course, because without that you couldn't be free, with freedom, with dignity, and with wisdom, of course. Let's make peace, not wars. Let's study some technological things and work as world united, because we already have a lot of things to research and work on, including artificial intelligence, including climate change. If it's not popular to say right now about climate change, and I don't want to be super pessimistic about that, but it's what we see, that things are changing, and they are changing fast, and looks like we are not getting ready for those things. So we need maybe look into that as well, instead of looking on how to build better weaponry. Okay, wishes. Have a great time of your day. Love yourself, love your family, and build coziness in your heart. That would be my wish for you today. And you could meet me at this channel for another 23 days. If you want to meet me longer, please leave me a comment, and I will review it. Anyway, I ask you to leave me some comments. You could not subscribe to me, you could not like me, but leave in a comment. It's something very valuable for me. I just want to hear some of your opinion about what I'm talking about. That's it. Okay, guys, see you. Have a really nice day.